Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Well, rats, I wanted to say good morning, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to Jack Henke's chair, but now you're in it. So
No, that's your voicemail. Hello, you've reached the desk of Jeff Messerman. I wasn't looking for his desk. I was looking for his chair.
Hey, I'm going to send you an ottoman in a minute.
Hey, you sound like Joe Flaherty. What the hell's going on?
That's right. That's right.
Or no, it's Flynn. What's Flynn?
Joey Flynn from McHale's Navy.
Yes, and
Yes,
many Disney
absolutely.
movies.
And yeah, he did. I think he's in the Boatniks. But anyway, no, he was the computer wore tennis shoes with Kurt Russell. Nice morning, good Friday
Now-
beer to you there. What's
Yeah, well, you know what? It's National Beer Day. Yesterday was New Beer's Eve,
right? Oh, sure, okay.
and
Yeah.
so I celebrated. I had a beer. I went to like my favorite brewery in the world, brew pub. Tap room is down in the corner of Farwell and North. It is
What Von
Hacienda. It's kitty corner. You go right across.
Okay.
Ventura is where I used to hang out when I lived down there, but they didn't have the Hacienda Beer Company then,
Yeah.
which they now have, and it is out effing standing. Doug, Jam Master Duguay from the Cedarburg Pig is the one who turned me on to them.
Okay.
They started in Door County, and this is their tap room. They have a tap room down here, and I highly recommend it. In addition to,
That's parking.
that's a bitch on the east side.
Okay. I was just they had a lot or something. Or
No, it's like it's right on that corner too. It's like right across the street from Hooligans.
okay. All right. So we're gonna be.
In addition to beer now, like they've really updated. They have wine, and they have their cocktails are infused with seltzers,
Oh,
and they have hard
a bit of the
seltzers.
bubbly.
Yeah, because they don't have a liquor license. It's a huge place, really good food. They had these. They call them Diablos. They are deep
The topic you
fried.
can't get away from.
Yes, right. Deep fried, spicy deviled eggs.
Oh, that sounds good.
They're not good. They're fantastic.
A lot like those Scotch eggs I had a few times.
Oh, those are
Yeah.
terrible.
Those are
These are
good.
so much better.
What are you talking about? They're wrapped in sausage and deep fried. Where's the problem, Henke?
The problem is
Talking about?
they don't come through. When you order something that terrible for you,
Yes.
it better be one of the best things you've ever had. And it's fine. It's just, I mean, right? Would you recommend Scotch eggs to anyone?
To anyone? No, not to my fellow brethren. That's
Or to your fellow brethren?
I wasn't supposed to be eating it either.
Right. Exactly right. You got an excuse. You have a built-in excuse not to eat them, and you still do.
I still do it.
Man,
No, a Scotch egg a day. It's not what I would recommend.
Scotch egg a day, and you would be 1 foot in the grave.
I
Pretty
would
damn
think
young.
that's got to be one of the foods that will shave off up to a year of your lifespan. So, yes. What else is going on?
They have 11 tap beers at one time.
Okay.
And they change all the time. It's a great fucking place, guys.
Well, the Stilt House has them slam dunk though. What do they have, like 100 tap beers at one time?
Still schmilt until they come through with some free beers. They get no free pub from me.
Oh, I see. All right.
Hey, Mr. Bob's. It's
Yes.
Good Friday. Be a good
is.
person and get ready to donate to Mr. Bob's. Mr. Bob's, you can donate if you can't make it out to their location in Grafton to donate actual items. You can donate cash at MrBobsUnderTheBridge.org, which they can always use for numerous things that they have constant needs going on. So please find it in your heart and your closet for MrBobsUnderTheBridge.org. Java House was just, it's a lovely day. Did you make it 2 in a row? I even got one of these.
I wish. No, it was running a little tardy today.
You were.
Everyone
You were.
knows.
I didn't. No shit. Mel's has the river run coming up. AJ's going to be there. That's enough reason to go. Is just to ride down the river and hang out with AJ. Because
Absolutely.
He's
River Run.
He's pretty cool.
That's next week, right?
Yep, next Saturday, the 15th, tax day. So that's next week. Did you hear yesterday? We talked about this on the show because we're so tuned into what's going on. It was National Burrito Day. Remember?
I do recall us dealing with that. Yes.
We never talked about what if you could have a burrito. What would it be?
Well, like I said, I was a huge fan of the. We did bring up the Holy Chipotle. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they came up.
I've never been there.
It was good. They had some foodborne illness problems. That company.
Oh yeah.
Sometime, yeah. A lot of people just.
That's all it takes for Margot. They have that once, and that's it. She goes, "I'm not going there. Never."
I come to the school thought of the best time to go is after they're caught with a foodborne illness because they are on.
Right. they may actually get some clean stuff.
Save our business. So yeah,
it doesn't have the same wang it used to. But in honor of yesterday they had Qdoba, the other chain. Yeah, big chain.
They're not bad either. I like their burritos are fine. I mean, I like if I'm going to order a burrito, much to your point of what you were trashing, free beers and stuff. I want it big. I want a big burrito. I want a burrito that's a football that I can spike in the end zone, if you know what I mean.
There used to be a place on State Street in Madison. And I can't remember the name of it. Was it Pedro's? I'm not sure, but they had the Mucho burrito.
See,
it was a pound. It was 1 pound. It was 1 pound, and the thing was, you would expect it to be like this, but it was just like this. But it was so dense. It was like, oh my god, as dense as the students. But yesterday, Qdoba down in the Deer District.
Yeah.
Had a burrito eating contest.
It's our old friend,
yes.
Our buddy with the hot dogs.
Yes, Joey Chestnut.
He did well.
Eats his way to a Milwaukee crowd. The guy who forever is my hero as an eating contest thing because he took that guy down who was trying to remember that video of him. He was he had crutches or something. He was limping on one leg, and he still took that asshole down. That was beautiful.
My goodness,
competitive eating legend. Joey Chestnut was in Milwaukee downing 14 and a half burritos in 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a lot. I have two questions about a burrito eating contest. Number one, would you ever enter one?
Absolutely not.
My second one is, would you ever watch one for 10 minutes? That's a long time.
I'm giving you yes and no. No, I would never enter one. Yes, I'd watch one for 10 minutes. Now, I heard Mr. Chestnut on a competing station last night, TMJ, and he mentioned that because they asked him, is this different? How do you prepare for this? Is this different than a hot dog eating contest? He said vastly. He said it's much easier. He said because the thing with a burrito is that I guess time is obviously a factor because the hot dog eating, it's like how many you can eat, and so.
Well, same thing with burritos. They give them 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, but he said that was you do a little more chewing. It goes down better. Oh. There's just a lot a lot to be said for a burrito eating contest over a hot dog contest, according to the expert.
Well,
follow him back.
I don't have one of his quotes, but I do have a quote from Richard Shea, president of Major League Eating, who sanctioned the contest. They say the contest had to be sanctioned.
What a country! What a country!
Go online. They have a picture of Joey Chestnut with the belt. He's got this belt. But this is what Richard Shea said, president of Major League Eating. I'm really impressed. We got so many great eaters to come out. We have the 1, 2, 3, and 4th ranked eater in the world in Milwaukee on one day. And I would think that Milwaukee typically is pretty well represented in any list ranking of good eaters because we got them. Don't you think?
I think we are definitely could be considered maybe like an Olympic training town for competitive eating.
Yeah. Forget Colorado Springs is like for
dope.
Major League Eating. That in itself is good.
I've got a good picture of Mr. Chestnut here. This is a favorite. Oh, they want me to They won't let me without. It's thanks a lot, Insider. It's
No.
ad block. All right, nothing
Okay,
to do with that.
never mind.
Bummer.
Look it up yourself, everybody.
There you go.
Anyway, it's also National Coffee Cake Day today.
Oh,
Are you a coffee cake guy?
It's my favorite of all of anything, all
Really?
foods. That's
What?
I'll take that over ice cream. I'll take that over everything.
Why?
Absolutely. Why? Because
First
coffee.
of all, what kind do you like? If you're going to get a coffee cake, what would it be?
I wouldn't mind to have some nice cinnamon crumbly stuff there on top with a nice, dense, moist cake underneath.
Dense figures.
Yeah. But any and all, I am not discriminating when it comes to coffee cake. If you say the word, if you give me the CC word,
where do you get it?
Cake, that's the real problem. Thank you so much for underscoring the problem we coffee cake fans have. Where the hell do you get it? It's getting harder and harder to get a good coffee cake out there, and I'm getting a little tired of it.
You are an insane.
I had to go Mark Belling on that one. Come on, Milwaukee.
Yeah, dude.
There's a place
someone make them homemade or something.
Well, that would be delightful. And if you're out there and you make homemade coffee cake, Hanover Avenue. It's not that hard to find. Tallest building in Cedarburg. There was a place called Harry's Diner in Port Washington that has since been razed. They had an amazing morning coffee cake. They actually called it in their menu. They call it like actual Jewish coffee cake. And of course, I would always, with the waitress come by and say, "I hope there's an actual Jew in their kitchen."
You would say that?
Yes, of course I would.
You are an idiot.
And she still brought me coffee cake.
Did you say that through your Yama mask?
I didn't back then. No, they were gone by the pandemic. Harry's Diner was amazing. That was a great restaurant. That there's no more.
Okay, well, where do you go now? I mean, do people even have the coffee cakes in the stores? Do they have boxed coffee cake?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, there are deli bakeries and grocery stores that will occasionally have some form of coffee cake. It's not quite what I'm looking for, but
it must tell you something if no one else in the world wants it, that you're like one of the last remaining holdouts for coffee. I never got a.
One of our viewers is coming through for me here. The official black belt viewer, Russ Meyer, says, "My wife has skills." I just say it like Napoleon Dynamite. Coffee cake is one of them. So, you married well, Mr. Meyer. If things don't work out, you let me know. So there we go.
King is down again. Bulldog, can you hear him?
Oh, we talking AJ?
Hey, Bulldog.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We absolutely can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, we're all good. Can you hear us?
Let me do an official introduction.
I think AJ had enough to talk about the coffee cake. AJ, are you a coffee cake fan?
Yes.
Where do you get coffee cake?
Yeah, help me out.
I don't know, but I'm a coffee.
Damn it.
You don't even like coffee.
I don't like coffee, but I like coffee cake.
What the hell?
Anything with cake, Jack.
I like the way you think, AJ.
Oh, man.
or as you said yesterday, and I put it on the screen, stop it!
It's also
anything with cake.
What? Okay, it's all, so for you two numbnuts that like cake, no matter what. It's also Poet in a Cupcake Day.
Oh.
What is
I like cake and I cannot lie.
This day of the week this is the capstone of Take Your Poet to School Week, where each day of the week has a designated theme and certain activities that are done to show appreciation for poets.
Oh, how nice. Well, they've been having a raw deal, that's for sure.
The photo I saw online was they had cupcakes with they had like drawings of famous poets like stuck into them into the frosting. Now,
Nice.
AJ, what kind of cupcakes? If you had to have one cupcake, what would it be?
vanilla for us?
Vanilla?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. You like hot fudge sundae, but you want a vanilla cupcake.
Yes.
Yeah, you're a strange
He's a
dude.
complex man.
What?
I'm complicated, all right?
Yes, you are. It's also a National Beer Day, and you don't like beer, do you, Age?
I do like beer.
Oh, you
In fact,
do?
I'm going to the Bucks game tonight.
Oh, excellent.
All right.
Yesterday, you missed it by a day. Yesterday, down in the Deer District, Joey Chestnut took the championship for burrito eating contest.
I know, I heard.
Would you be able to beat 14 and a half burritos in 10 minutes? You're an impressive eater, AJ. You put away that Jimmy John's sub and then a whole entire cookie in like 3 minutes.
Nice.
I know, but I couldn't do the burritos.
Oh, okay.
I'd say you're in training.
Maybe one.
Maybe one. You know who has great burritos and burrito bowls is the Daily Taco in Tentsville.
Oh, yeah. Tentsville. Troublemaker.
The place where they made them take their tent down, which is ridiculous. Don't get us started on that, but
No.
that's the place to go in Thiensville. I got news for you. All right. So listen to these numbers.
Yeah.
50 billion. That's how many gallons of beer are consumed every year.
That's a
5
B.
billion. That's with a B. The percentage, the brewing industry is we wouldn't be in a recession if people would drink more beer. 8% of the brewing jobs increased in the U.S. in 2016. It's growing every year. The number back in 2018, 328.4 billion. That's the number of dollars generated for the economy by the beer industry.
Oh, so I've got one for you guys, a big one. What do you think are what's the top selling brand of beer in Wisconsin and then in America?
Bush.
That's for Wisconsin or America?
Wisconsin.
I hope you're wrong.
You are wrong. How about you, Jack? What do you think for Wisconsin?
Wisconsin?
Yep.
I'll say
It's a surprise. I actually am surprised. It's a pleasant surprise.
PBR.
No, sir. Spotted Cow is
That was my other guess.
most
It was
popular beer in the Badger State right now. I had no idea that it was flowing so freely out of like every tapper of every corner bar in Shoto and Kewaunee and Fish Creek.
Well, it's not on tap everywhere, but you can get it. You can't go to the bar and not get one.
It's just
That's because you can't get it everywhere.
yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, yeah, there's a scarcity thing there. If you leave our borders, it is contraband.
Okay,
Shoot you on sight. And America,
what
here
is
in America, Bud Light.
it still?
Yep. So there you go. I've never had a Bud Light, oddly enough. Maybe I should. Maybe America.
Clydesdales.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Clydesdale's for the true Bud.
It's still Anheuser-Busch, right? Yeah. And yep, that's still them.
Listen to this. And beer is healthy. I found a stat that supports this.
Here we go.
40%. That's a percentage decrease in the risk of developing kidney stones by drinking beer moderately.
Moderately.
Bulldog, I sent you a graphic this morning. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah,
It's about beer. It just labeled beer. I sent you the ones on movies.
Yeah. I got it.
And,
Let's see here. Here's our beer stats. Let's see what we're looking at here. I think it's going to take a second to bring this
Okay.
up.
Okay.
There we go.
Got it?
I'm getting so close.
Okay.
So close. All right, here we go.
What about the agent? Does the agent like beer, Age?
The agent likes beer.
Okay. He's a
He's
good
more
man.
of a wine drinker, though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Here we go. So this is from the nationaltoday.com Beer Day survey.
Yeah.
How much beer do you drink each week? We asked beer drinking Americans, and if you throw a rock, you'll hit one.
Where
How much beer do you consume?
do you fit? Where do you fit?
Gosh, and we're talking per week. I'm in the 31%. I'm like one bottle at best per week. I'm a lightweight.
Yeah.
I like it, but
I used to drink a lot more. It's got so many calories and stuff.
It kind of. I have to make sure, since I'm such a lightweight now, that I don't have a lot going on for the rest of the night, because I notice beer makes me even more useless.
It takes up volume too.
It does. But I'm intrigued. A coworker and I were talking about this recently, that I see people up there at the Quick Trip there, or whatever, and they, it's the same. If you go at the same time of day, like around 4:45, between 4:45 and 6:45, you're gonna get the guy who comes on, who's coming off whatever tough job he's doing, and he buys like the beer cube, the cube of Busch, the cube of Bud Lights, and there's 24 cans in that mother, and then I'll see him the next night at the same time, and he's buying the cube. And I'm like, what happened to the last cube? And he's like, oh, that's history, buddy. And I'm like, you drank a cube of beer tonight. I mean, like, there's no other liquid substance. Like, if I was buying Hawaiian Punch, I wouldn't get the cube of Hawaiian Punch and finish it in one night.
We're at the exact same time, you freak.
Well, that's coming off of work and going,
When the roller grills change or something, when they go
I got to make sure the chili dogs are clean for Doug.
A funny thing.
Speaking of Doug, I'll see him tomorrow. I'm excited.
Excellent. We haven't seen him here in a while. Let him know we miss him.
I will.
Bulldog. Let him know Bulldog misses him.
There you go.
His weird thing I have like that, Bulldog, is there used to be a guy, Margo and I would drive down. When we lived out in the town of Seabird, we'd drive in on Pioneer sometimes, turn left on Washington Avenue.
Yeah.
Saturday mornings in a row. There's the same cat just strutting down the street with a suitcase case of PBR and just as happy as could be. I mean, the guy looked. You couldn't find anybody happier in the world than that.
I think there's a name for his happiness, and it's in that suitcase.
It was like the PBR strut. It was
there you go. That's a good ad thing. But
a good mood. I said, I want one.
It's just amazing that those who are such beer fans, and I know maybe they're kind of squelching their troubles with a little liquid squelch. But
I think it's the name of a drink.
Fellas. All about beer today.
No.
I'm actually gonna go make my coffee. You guys start talking sports, and we'll bring it to a close. All right, make it happen. I'll be back.
All right, boys.
What do you got, AJ?
We got the Masters.
The Masters. What's going on?
3 guys at 7 under.
Okay. Are any of them named Jordan Spieth, who one of us picked to be the winner?
No.
Okay. Who's in there?
Victor Hovland.
Okay. A Norwegian.
Yeah.
John Rahm.
Don Rahm.
He's a Spaniard.
And Cam Young, I believe.
Brooks Koepka.
Oh yeah, Brooks.
My mom loves Brooks Koepka.
Your mom?
Yeah. She's 89 years old. She thinks he is a hunk. She thinks he's a hunk of burning love.
That's funny.
That is funny. All right, so there's
I'm just sad we don't get a Bryson DeChambeau Brooks Koepka viewing this weekend.
Well, he's a kind of near the top, isn't he? He's doing pretty well.
Well, those two guys hate each other. So
do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what about Spieth? I think is like -3, so he's not in terrible shape.
No, he's not in terrible shape. He's my pick. He's still my pick.
The thing is, the Masters. Did you see the weather, AJ?
It's going to be awful.
Oh, it's going to be awful, pouring rain, thunderstorms, like 90% chance each day.
Yeah. They're going to play, of course.
Do you think so?
They'll play in rain. They won't play in thunderstorms.
Yeah. Okay, well, what happens is, how does it affect? I've really never seen tournaments in the rain. Does it affect the golfers much? I would think it did.
It affects the ball. It knocks down the flight of the ball.
Okay.
But yeah.
Does that favor any particular player? Is there like a player who's known as a great mudder?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Make the scores higher.
Okay.
I believe.
What about Tiger, who everybody is talking about?
2 over today.
2 over today?
Or yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay, so will he make the cut at that?
I think so.
You think so? Okay.
He's in the top 60.
Okay, well, he should make it. So are you sticking with Spieth? I'll give you one chance to switch onto somebody.
No, I'm sticking with Spieth.
Okay. Well, I took Rory yesterday because he's Irish and he's at even. That's not so hot.
That's not so hot.
He's known for his terrible starts at the Masters.
Yeah, right.
Okay, the other one, Rahm, I wouldn't mind a Spaniard winning either.
He's good. He's very good. He's solid.
He's solid. He's built like a tree trunk too.
Yeah, he is.
Most of those golfers are skinny windmill guys, not him. All right. Okay, so Masters, you're sticking with Spieth. You think they'll play in the rain. We'll talk about this on Monday. Hopefully, they will have gotten the tournament in.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, what else you got for sports?
Well, I'm going to the Bucks game tonight.
That's right. That's fantastic. What time do you leave for that age?
4:15.
4:15. Okay. And when you go to a Bucks game, what is your favorite part of the game?
Honestly, Jack, I haven't been to a game of Pfizer where I've just been a fan.
Okay. Well, this will be a new experience for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you got to be looking forward to that.
Yes, sir. I don't care who plays.
That's fantastic. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Are you going to see any of your former co-workers around?
I hope so.
They'll run and hide when they see you.
Yeah, they love me over there.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that's cool. The Bucks, and they have the best record. When did the playoffs start, AJ?
Then 2 weeks.
2 weeks? I saw...
the play-in tournament is next week, the 9th and the 11th.
Okay. I got an NBA note here. The Suns, with Kevin Durant in the lineup, they're undefeated. They're 8-0.
As they should be.
You're a tough grader. How do you think you think they'll do anything in the playoffs?
No.
No.
No, I don't think they'll do anything. I think the West is too deep, and I think that they gotta get out of the 4-5 matchup. You know, if teams are, I'm not scared of them. They don't scare me.
Okay. There are a lot of teams that don't want to. They're saying the teams are jacking so they don't have to face them.
But you also got to remember you can't jockey so much because then you end up in a play-in tournament.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who do you like coming out of the West?
I've been saying it before, and I'll say it again. I like Denver.
They've never done it.
I know, but I like Denver. I like Jokic.
Okay. All right. I don't know anything about. Is Donovan Mitchell? Do I have the wrong guy? Who's the scorer that's on the Nuggets?
Jamal Murray.
That's the one I was thinking of. Jamal Murray. Okay.
Yeah, Donovan. I don't know if you ever heard. Donovan Mitchell plays for Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
and he was about 30 seconds from being a Knick this summer, and the Knicks didn't close the deal, and the Knicks played Cleveland in the first round.
Really? ABC, always be closing.
Yeah, always be closed.
And Knicks didn't do it.
Nope. So Stephen A's going off. He's like, you can't get sent home by the Knicks if you can't get sent home by the Cavs if you're the Knicks because they would just look bad. So
what do you think of Stephen A. Smith? Do you listen to him?
I listen to him, but I don't listen to him very often.
Okay.
I used to listen all the time, but then he just got too loud for me.
Yeah. Well, you guys should get along well because you're both kind of loud.
I like Kellerman though.
Okay. Max Kellerman, is that right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Why do you like him?
Just because he's very opinionated.
Okay.
He's kind of like me.
Nobody's kind of like you. I got news for you. You're one of a kind.
I appreciate that.
All right. What else do you have?
We got Brewers Cardinals tonight.
All right. Speaking of that, I saw the first. I think it was the Athletic. They had their first power rankings of the season.
I didn't read it, but did you see it?
Yep.
Okay, good.
All right. I've got at number 11. They have the St. Louis Cardinals. Their record.
11, 2-4, huh?
Their record is 2-4. Their preseason ranking was 9, so they've gone down a few. And this is what they say. They have a short paragraph for the teams. The Cardinals had several players participate in the World Baseball Classic, so a fast start wasn't expected. They will get their act together, but what is a legitimate question is the starting pitching. Miles Mikolas pitched poorly in his first 2 starts, but he's not the only one. Even after a few games, it's jarring to see the Cardinals with the highest ERA among the league's starters.
Yay.
Yes, yay. And then,
I just, why do people use the WBC as an excuse? You should be fresh. Not fresh, but you should be ready to roll.
Okay, you're pretty tough, AJ, today.
Well, I don't understand why people use it. If you play in the WBC, that means you have pressure at bats right from the jump in the spring.
Okay.
You should be ready to roll.
We're going to have to call you Screaming AJ. Because you're like Stephen A. Smith, for God's sakes.
I am.
You are. Bulldog, you're missing a lot of invectives, and he's been on tirades. We don't hear you, buddy. You're on mute. You're still muted.
I will say that I used the World Baseball Classic as an excuse this morning for being late. I'm like, come on, man. I'm coming off the World Baseball Classic.
All right.
So AJ, the Cardinals are number 11. They have the Brewers at number 12. Their ranking is 5-1. The preseason ranking was 13, so they've improved 1 slot.
1 slot for a 5-1 start.
Yeah, everything. AJ's like he's on fire. You can't say anything without him exploding.
That's awesome.
1 slot. That's it.
Okay, let's listen to what the write-up says. The Brewers dropped their first game and they went on a tear. The story of the first week is newcomer Brian Anderson and rookie Bryce Terang. The former had 3 home runs in his first 5 games, while the latter went 5 for 10 in that span. Both have given a boost to an offense that has been lacking over the past few years. If the trend continues, the Brewers will be contenders in the National League Central.
As they should have been to begin with, right?
No. Before the season started, you wouldn't have put them in as a contender, you liar.
I took them at 87 and 75.
I know, that's lame-o, man. That's middle.
That's
not going to win you any divisions. 80-75.
That's an also ran.
Yeah, he's talking smack. He thinks we don't remember stuff.
I will pull out the tapes if I have to. I will call New York.
Okay.
All right, and I have one more thing, AJ, for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
College basketball, women's college basketball. Iowa pauses women's basketball ticket sales due to the demand after Caitlin Clark's run.
Wow.
So they've put a hold on people buying tickets for next regular season because they're getting overwhelmed with requests for tickets.
Oh, wow.
What do you think about that?
That's one way to do it.
That's great for them. Great for them. Well, at least Fran's not getting overwhelmed with ticket sales.
Who?
McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Nobody wants to see that asshole.
We will now.
Well, it's good. I love the fact that the Big Ten is getting some exposure for the women's game. I love the fact that Caitlin Clark is only a year, so she can come back next year and absolutely torch people. It will be fun. I mean, I'm excited. They need some balance. And I love watching. One of my favorite pastimes was always watching our girls team play when we didn't play, because it was just such a high skill level. And I love the fact that the women's game is getting more balance in it. More balance in terms of more teams being competitive. There's not more skill level. There's a higher skill level than there was. It's great. It's good.
Good. I agree. That's a good deal. She's bringing, you need stars to bring attention.
To bring exposure, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like that kid who started the sliding down the ramp in the chair with the washcloth on his head. He's a star. He's going to bring other people to the sport. He's going to bring attention to the sport.
He's not going to bring attention to anything.
Just like Joey Chestnut. He's
Joey
a star.
Chestnut's a rock star.
He is a rock star. 14 and a half burritos.
I'm kind of sad I wasn't down there yesterday. I would have loved them to throw up.
I know.
You got to wonder, I mean, because everything, they say you are what you eat. And so therefore today he's essentially 14 burritos. Every sport has a sort of pregame and a postgame. So I fear for his postgame.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Now let's bring that up. I wonder what his pregame ritual consists of.
Prayer.
Are there stomach stretching exercises you can do?
He said there's actually he drinks a lot of water. He said to I guess it's helpful for whatever reason. Maybe it kind of lays the groundwork, rolls out the red carpet for what's coming.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, the next big contest, is at Nathan's contest on the 4th of July.
Oh no. Well, Nathans aren't bad for you. Those are actually a better dog. Not quite Hebrew National, who answer to higher powers. But, yeah.
Austin Powers, that's who they answer to.
Yeah, baby.
Well, do you have anything else, Age, for sports for the weekend?
Oh, let's see. What else do we got? And I wanted to make an announcement.
Uh-oh.
No, it has a lot to do with my engagement schedule. I am doing an engagement next week, Wednesday and Thursday. One in Concordia, one at Colon.
Wow. You are an in-demand dude.
Yeah, the one at Concordia is the class I'm teaching.
Right.
And then the one at next week, Thursday, is the Kohler Library grand opening.
That's right.
Oh,
Okay.
did they do like a refit or a remodel or something?
They did a huge renovation. They didn't.
Oh.
They expanded. They moved their library.
Interesting. As a library person, I love this sort of dirt. So I did not know this. They are in our system, and we try to be as nosy as we can to our other libraries, and I was not aware of this.
Yes, they did a huge expansion to the library.
Huh.
You better brush up on your nosiness.
Yeah, I tell you,
about it.
I mostly keep tabs on Grafton and Mequon because they're the direct competition right there.
Very myopic. That's going to.
We need to get your book in the Kohler system, Jack.
You bet. You do. You pull some strings up there.
I will.
All right.
I will.
Did your
Can't
mom
afford his book? They just did a remodel.
did your mom get the book yet, AJ?
Yes, sir.
I heard it's her favorite book now.
Hey, now.
Fake news.
It very well could be, considering she lived the other ones.
Yeah. True. Very true.
Absolutely. Excellent.
All right, boys.
Have a good weekend. Have fun at the Bucks game tonight. We'll look for you.
Have a great Easter, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, enjoy the holiday. Absolutely.
Tackling too much at the game. I don't want to see you getting thrown out.
I got you.
All right. Enjoy the weekend, and happy Easter to your family as well.
Yeah, you too. You too, guys.
All right.
Care. All right.
Okay.
AJ McKinney with sports. Let me turn the ticker off at the bottom. That means our sports report is at an end, and AJ will be back Monday at this time to discuss the weekend at the Bucks game and everything else. So, all right, Jack, you had all sorts of cinema stuff for me.
Well, first of all,
what do you got?
yesterday was you think out of the two of us that you are the cinephile, right? You think I don't know anything about what's going on in the movie industry.
It's pretty much a slam dunk,
think,
yeah.
You think you're connected. You think, and especially the upper crust snobby movies.
Oh, without a doubt, absolutely. Your crust is definitely lower.
Okay. What was yesterday, smart guy?
Ah, yes. Oh no, you know what? I know that I saw something.
You know where I went yesterday?
I saw something. Yeah, they did announce the titles yesterday. I was going through that.
Announced the titles. I went to it. I was at the Oriental Theater. They had a preview night.
Oh, nice.
Last night at 6:30.
I had no idea they were doing such a thing.
Well, I guess because you're the cinephile. You're not the.
I hope they didn't show. I hope they showed dodgeball for you.
No, but I mean, and most of them are terrible looking things, of course, that they did a bunch of previews. But some of them look really good. And there's one that you would love.
Yes.
It's called I Like Movies.
I've seen the trailer for that already. It looks like fun.
Yeah, kid reminded me of you quite a bit.
Find his way to NYU by any means necessary.
But there was a bunch of them I had no interest in. Some looked very interesting. However, the thing that surprised me was I always thought the Milwaukee Film Festival was there to encourage and promote Milwaukee filmmaking. And there's hardly any.
They have a Cream City. They have a part of their festival called the Cream City Fest. It's very minor. It's like 12 titles this year, I think.
Out of 200.
Hundreds,
280. 280.
There's a logic to both. I understand why they do it.
What's the point? Now,
I'll tell you the point.
Hang on. Let me finish here. They had films from all over the world.
Yeah, definitely.
That they have, and they have Enter the Dragon is going to be shown.
Yeah, it's an anniversary, 40th anniversary, I think, of that one.
50th, I think.
50. Oh God! All right, there you go.
It's 1973, or whatever that is. So, it's 50 years ago.
Yeah,
which is. I have nothing against Enter the Dragon, but how can that possibly be in a film festival?
Easily, because it's a new release because I think Warner Brothers is trotting it out for that reason. It's probably not playing anywhere else because like the North Shore or none of those Marcus theaters would take it on for the very reason you bring up because it's an old movie. So it actually snaps into a film festival kind of atmosphere very well. But it's like the Turner Classic Movie Festival and everything has its place. So every year they have a couple of classics. They had like Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove a few years ago. And every year they got a couple.
I mean, good for them, I guess. But the thing is, my overall impression was surprised that there was relatively little emphasis on Milwaukee filmmaking. It was really surprising to me.
Well, and here's the problem with that is that actually we would probably there might just be a vacuum of material. There's not a lot of film activity. I'm doing my damnedest, guys.
I know. Change that.
Not a lot of film activity in Wisconsin. They tried. It was during Walker's tenure. They tried to get some more like tax credits for filmmakers because that's important. I mean, if you're it's a business. If you're going to make, and it's not. It's the most expensive art form out there. So, Walker not only wouldn't push any tax credits through, he actually also eliminated the Wisconsin Film Office. They had one at that time. That's gone. I don't think it's come back yet because other priorities obviously hit in when the pandemic rolled in, and there was no film activity in Hollywood, let alone Wisconsin. Hopefully that'll change. The Milwaukee Film Group's pretty good. They do all right. I don't have anything too bad to say about them.
I will say they had every speaker. They had a bunch of speakers come up on stage and do a little bit about what they do for it, and they all introduced a trailer that they were looking forward to, or they wanted people to. So it was cool.
Yeah.
And they all had, without fail, a lot of enthusiasm, which you love.
Yeah.
I was most impressed with they had there's like a teen section.
Yeah.
They had 3 teenagers go up and hand the microphone back and forth between the 3 of them. And they were fabulous. They were fabulous speakers. So that was all good. The thing I loved best about the evening, besides you not being there and me being there, was the Oriental itself.
Oh my God!
I haven't been there in so long.
Crown jewel.
It is. I mean, the lobby is unbelievable.
It's amazing.
It is. It's really a fabulous theater.
I don't get out there nearly enough. I probably will know more now with Jamie living down there, so that'll be cool. I'll have a place to park, so that's a built-in parking spot.
The thing was at 6:30. It started at 6:30. It didn't start quite on time, but close enough.
No.
But it is it's a great area. The area's got a great vibe. There's a lot
It
of
really
energy to
does.
it.
I was,
It doesn't
you know,
feel like Wisconsin.
no, it's
It
a
feels like
little slice of Europe.
or something.
Yeah, and with my ad out there in the third ward, I really had never gone down there. I just never
Yeah.
had a desire to, and now I do have a desire to. I mean, even though it's $1 million, probably I'd live down there if I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's like this little mini small town in the middle of Milwaukee, the third ward. It's just great. I mean, I'm really impressed.
But I would say even more so than the places to live being expensive, the parking is prohibitive. I mean, it's just it's awful.
No, it's
awful. Someone was saying last night that the city's doing everything it can to dissuade people from having cars.
Yeah,
they're making it the parking space. They're getting chewed up for other stuff, and they got that. Goddamn, what's that thing that rolls around that
the hop?
The hop is ridiculous.
It could be better. I mean, if they had a longer route, I think it could be better. No, it couldn't be better.
It's stupid.
I actually saw it for the first time in person last weekend when I was hanging around in the third ward, and it was full. I will say it was full at midday. So I don't know if that is it still free. I know Potawatomi made it free to ride for a long time. I don't know if that still is, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But it was a great thing. I highly recommend anyone. The film festival is from April 20th through May.
Coming up.
That's Margot's birthday, May 4th. So
okay,
it's 2 weeks from yesterday, right?
They used to have. Is it just at the Oriental now? They used to use other satellite theaters, like they would use the Fox Bay, and they're still doing
I believe it's the Times isn't that in Waukesha?
Oh yeah, the Times on Vliet. Yeah, that's a great theater. That's a cool theater. I love that theater.
The Avalon.
Yeah, that's a great theater too.
I think the Downer too. I'm not sure of the Downer, but
Yeah,
there are four. Yeah. One year they had Hooterberg, and the Rib was one of the spots.
Yeah, I don't know if that worked out real well for him. But I wish
they haven't been back.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a tough sell. I mean, it's tough sell just because it's so far removed from Milwaukee at that point. Even though to you and I, it doesn't seem that way. But I think to other people who live in Milwaukee and then possibly in the south of Milwaukee, they're just like, I'm not going out there, you know.
Right.
I passed Cedarburg on the way to Door County. That's all they know. So
right. But I wish them well. It's just it was that was the biggest takeaway surprise for me. And I understand they always want to go for the controversial. They want
sure.
Thing. I mean, that's
very political. And, that's fine. I mean, that's where you're supposed to be political. You know, that's okay.
Yeah, but some of them looked really good. And they had all kinds from documentaries to fiction.
I wish they had more. They used to have a really neat, like, kind of midnight movie, horror cult movie thing. Where they would bring 5 or 6 really, gruesome titles, and I don't think they did that this year. So I was kind of sad to see that. So like Basket Case and Final Exam.
There's one I can't remember this that one of the kids or one of the speakers said it's pretty gory.
Oh, good. It might be. I wonder if that's that new one coming up, Evil Dead Trap. Oh my God.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But anyway, so that was that. I burned you. I'm very proud of myself.
I feel appropriately torched.
And you have nothing to defend yourself with, so I'm very
not too much. I was very comfortable last night with graham crackers and milk and Netflix. It was a good night. I was happy. I did not have parking problems in my living room last night.
Did you see the emails I sent you about movies?
I saw them all.
Movie Friday.
Absolutely.
There's one. Were you able to open the one that was on Medium? I don't know if they'll give you access.
Oh yeah, no, I pay for Medium.
Okay, so, cool. No problem. So did you see that article? So there's one that's like about the whole movie industry, and then there's one about Chat GPT.
AI
and writing. So which one do you want to do? Because we only have 8 minutes.
Yeah, let's talk about that AI thing. I find that infinitely fascinating. And for those of you who haven't monkeyed with it yet, Chat GPT, I'm sure you've heard of it. Everyone's tongue is wagging about it. Is an interesting tool, and it may or may not have massive implications. Some people still think it's a carnival trick. There's somebody actually at some office typing answers to your questions. I don't think that's the case.
That could be a pretty quick typer.
Yes,
Typist. Typer.
180 words per minute. It's I have monkeyed with it right out of the gate when it first was coming down the pike. I just as a kind of a dork and a sci-fi nerd and everything. This is the future they promised me in Star Trek. So I've been bunking with it since. Around Thanksgiving is when this thing kind of dropped for everybody to use and experiment with. And I I see the ethical implications, but I also have found it to make small parts of my life, writing, creative and professional, easier. So I had a funny moment with John Katzka, who's doing his great decisions, and then they were talking about, they talk about world events and how it affects us, and they did bring up the ChatGPT AI thing, and I had to raise my hand in his chat and say, "Hey, John, by the way, the description on the website of your event tonight, I used ChatGPT to write that."
No.
He said, "Oh my gosh, it's everywhere." He thought it was not quite as its fingers weren't everywhere. I said, "Oh no, John,
No.
you yourself are a product of ChatGPT tonight."
Did you read the Sorkin thing? Had you read it before?
I skimmed it. I had not read it before, but I did skim it.
So Aaron Sorkin's a famous screenwriter. And does he do the whole thing? Does he direct and do all that as well?
He's done some direction now. Yeah, he directed the was that Abby Hoffman movie a couple years back on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Chicago 7 or whatever that was. Yeah,
you liked that one?
It was good.
Right?
I didn't love it. I liked it. Yeah.
My
My favorite script of his of all time is absolutely The Social Network. I mean, he didn't direct that; he just wrote that. But that script is music. I mean, that script is that is one of the most perfect, flawless screenplays ever. So yeah, that's a big fan.
That was good. I wasn't a big. What's that? It wasn't broadcast news, but there was a movie series with Jeff Daniels. Newsroom or something.
Newsroom, yeah, the Newsroom, yeah.
Oh,
I liked the first episode. I didn't like any after that though.
That was the worst. That's like he not everybody can be on all the time, but that was terrible. Anyway, so what does he say? You skimmed it. He said that there's no way AI will be able to do what he does. You can't replace me.
Right. They dangled the West Wing in front of him and said, could AI write an episode of The West Wing, which was one of his banner shows? And I said, no, I don't think AI could write The West Wing, because here's what I assume has happened. Whether it's that there's roughly some kind of software for writing a hit song, I assume that they have loaded into a machine a zillion very successful screenplays, whether they're thrillers or westerns or romantic comedies. It'd be very funny if they actually had an AI that would churn out westerns. But anyway,
or Western romantic comedies.
I'll tell you what, partner. And a composer that they can turn out something similar. But a computer didn't write those screenplays that are being fed into the machine in the first place. I think you're going to enjoy things done by humans more. He's kind of, that's interesting. He's kind of missing the point. And then they put basically they did try to have ChatGPT write part of a West Wing episode, and it was as expected, pretty terrible. But they're using it wrong. That's the thing. And a lot of times I see this where they're just like, well, it's not going to write the great American novel, and it's not going to be able to write a blockbuster movie. It is not designed yet to do that. It is more of a writing tool. So if you're pre-writing, if you're outlining, if you're trying to hone an idea that you are going to write eventually, yes, I think it's great. It's an organizational tool at this point, especially for creatives who can have slightly wild and unorganized minds sometimes. To have something. So I see ChatGPT and AI for creative endeavors, certainly in writing. Visual is another thing. And Jamie and I have gotten into very interesting, shall we say, debates over art being produced by AI. So it's a straight up like a painting by AI or a drawing. That to me does tread on some very alarming waters, and I see lights and DEFCON 1 type conditions going off there, because the artiste involved, because they're trying to sell, they're fobbing it off as their work, and it really is not. It is actually borrowing from other artists and just slapping it together. The artist has no training, but I will say, even that, this is where Jamie gets very upset with me, because she's an artist, so she doesn't want to hear this.
Well, and she's your daughter.
And she's my kid, so of course, immediately I'm wrong. But and this is what I told the group the other night, ChatGPT and AI are only as good as the person using it. So you have to know innately, or have learned over time, what's good and what's bad, what to reject and what to keep. So if you just take the first thing that ChatGPT spits out, no, it's going to be awful. If you start asking ChatGPT certain questions and qualifiers, it will improve what it's doing, but you have to know your shit.
And and for me, so far in business, not in novel business, but in advertising and marketing, the people who are using it and going with it to write their stuff are like the people who say that's good enough. I mean, those are the people who aren't going to hire professionals to do it anyway. They'd hire instead of hiring someone, they'd say to someone, "Oh, you're in purchasing. We need a throw an ad together.
Yeah, we need a cut. Yeah, exactly.
So we need an announcement or whatever." But
and that's what we do with it's funny. That's what we do with the library. We are librarians. We are not marketing people, and yet our budget does not afford this particular building a marketing person on site.
Exactly.
Sadly. So we dust off ChatGPT and it turns out ad copy for us that's not bad, that works for our purposes. It doesn't slam dunk. We're not beating like Coca-Cola, the choice of a new generation, Pepsi. That's not us. It was not supposed to be us. So in that sense, it is, it's just a little mini revolution. It's freeing my fellow librarians and I up our time to do things that we're supposed to be doing. How great. What a one. 2023 is awesome then,
Right.
So,
what do you think about Elon Musk coming out and saying it's like basically sounding the alarm with all those other people who said this is that? First of all,
I'd say look at the source.
First of all, it's not going to. We're not going backwards, no matter what.
Genie's out of the bottle, kids.
As with anything, you can be alarmed about it, but you can't stop it.
And your alarm it's healthy alarm. I think I actually appreciate the fact that people are alarmed because they're going to ask the right questions. We were talking yesterday with Eric about, AI or some bad actor generating news articles to tank the markets or to, and that's what people are worried about AI suddenly saying, human beings are an infestation on this planet. We need more of me. So how can I scrape these nasty insects off this planet so I can, being a perfect being that I am, and those are, that's a lot of that science fiction. People have watched The Terminator a few too many times, but that is a concern. I think it's worth asking, and I hope there are multiple symposiums. And I mean, AI is the type of thing that this is the type of stuff that scientists will debate endlessly, and that's great, and that just means it'll get better. And who doesn't want C-3PO and R2-D2 walking next to them and saying, sir, what can I do for you? Awesome. Wash and wax my car, and I need a date for tonight, so go cruise the mall
for your graham crackers and milk to Netflix.
Right. Go to the Northern Food Court to go to Cinnabon and see if any of the gals there want to. So there we go.
All right, so you're wound up about this. Good deal.
I love it.
It's 9:00 or a little after, so we got to say. Speaking of you have the sign behind you. On Monday, we're going to have Quinn Natal, and I believe his mom is going to be joining us as well. I'm not sure, but Quinn is going to be with us. Introduced to us through Mel's. He made that fantastic sign. He does a lot of artwork that is auctioned off for Mel's.
This used to be a very depressing wall.
Yes, now it's full of color and it's just cool. So we will see him on Monday.
Absolutely. That's fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. All right. Well, have a good weekend, everybody. Go watch the Brewers, watch the Bucks, watch the Super Mario Brothers movie that started today. My kid, Jamie, went to see that, and she said there was absolutely no story to get in the way of the plot.
It was written by AI. Little
by AI, yes. My Princess Peach and Bowser put their heads together and wrote the script. So there we are, everybody. That's a week of shows. Did we miss a week? I don't think we missed any days. No, I think
Tuesday.
We missed Tuesday. All right. Next week we'll do better, maybe, or worse. I don't know. Tune in to find out. We will see you then. Go get a beer.
Have a Wonder Weasel weekend.
All right. Enjoy, everybody.